Hi, I'm talking to you. I came to give you some encouragement to tell you don't give up, don't lose hope, keep believing, keep trusting God through the process. And I know that you've probably been waiting for a long time and you've been patiently waiting, but because you're so close, you're becoming irritated, you're becoming frustrated. But don't give up, keep trusting God through this process. Because when we do things other than what God has instructed us to do to get some of the things that we have, we don't keep what God didn't intend for us to have. And what I mean by this is oftentimes we go rushing into things that we didn't even pray about, that we didn't even ask God to lead and guide us to. We just went on our own. And because we went on our own, everything is messed up. It's chaotic. It's screwed up. But when we wait on God, God will give us the perfect blessing for us. So I'm thinking about Goldilocks and the Three Bears. And when I look at things, I try to find the spiritual meaning behind everything. I don't care what it is. I try to look at it now. What is the spiritual aspect of this? So Goldilocks and the Three Bears came to my mind, and Goldilocks broke into the Three Bears' home. It was Papa Bear, Mama Bear, and Baby Bear. And of course they wasn't at the house at that time, and they didn't invite Goldilocks in. She broke in on her own. That's why Goldilocks was a thief. She broke in. The enemy comes to steal, kill, and destroy. So while she's in their home, she's looking all around, and she finds some chairs in their homes. Now it's 3 chairs. It's Papa Bear's chair, Mama Bear's chair, and Baby Bear's chair. So she goes to the largest chair because she thinks that that's the most comfortable chair. And I don't believe God sent her to that chair, which was Papa Bear's chair. So when she get in that big chair, the largest chair, she finds out that that chair is too hard. Because that chair wasn't intended for her. It was intended for Papa Bear. It was especially made for Papa Bear. So she gets out of that chair and she moves on to Mama Bear's chair, which was especially made for Mama Bear. And she quickly finds out that that chair is too soft. That chair wasn't made for her. God didn't intend for her to have that chair. She finds out that that chair was too soft, so she goes to the smallest chair. And when she sits in Baby Bear's chair, she says the chair was just right, but guess what? The chair was just right for Baby Bear. And guess what? She broke Baby Bear's chair because it wasn't intended for her. It was intended for Baby Bear. God made that blessing especially for Baby Bear. So after she breaks the chair, she goes on and she gets hungry. So she goes in their kitchen and she tries their food. Now mind you, they're not there. But they have their food waiting on them when they get back. So she goes to the biggest bowl, which is Papa Bear's bowl. And the porridge is too hot. That's their food. It was too hot for her. Why? Because Papa Bear likes his porridge hot. And so that porridge was especially made for Papa Bear. So she moves on to Mama Bear's porridge. And because it was especially made for Mama Bear, Goldilocks said that porridge was too cold. But see, it was not intended for Goldilocks. It was especially made for Mama Bear. Then she goes on to Baby Bear's porridge. And guess what? She says, oh, that's the smallest bowl, but she says, oh, this porridge is just right. And she ate all his porridge up. But see, it wasn't intended for her. It was intended for Baby Bear. After she eats Baby Bear's porridge, she feels like, oh, I'm sleeping. Now, mind you, this is not her house. But she goes in their room. And she goes to the largest bed, which is Papa Bear's bed, which was especially made for Papa Bear. And she says, this bed is too hard. It wasn't comfortable. Why? Because it was made for Papa Bear. Then she moves on to Mama Bear's bed. And that bed was especially made for Mama Bear. And she lays in the bed, and guess what? She says that the bed is too soft. Well, the reason why it was too soft, because God didn't intend for her to lay in that bed. So then she goes on to Baby Bear's bed, and she lays in Baby Bear's bed, which was especially made for Baby Bear, and she said, this bed is just right. Well, guess what? When something is not intended for you, you will not be able to enjoy it. And because Baby Bear's bed was not intended for her, guess what? She slept, but the bears came back home. And when the bears came back home, she startled the bears, and the bears startled Goldilocks. But guess what? She couldn't enjoy that bed because why? The bed wasn't intended for her. The bed was intended for Baby Bear, and Goldilocks ran away. So what I'm trying to tell you is, what God has intended for you, it is for you, and nobody can take it away from you. And you do not have to belittle somebody. You do not have to talk bad about somebody. You do not have to lie on somebody. You don't have to steal, cheat, or kill if God intended the blessing for you. Because God will make sure you get everything that He has promised you. And because God didn't promise Goldilocks those things, Goldilocks ran away because why? They belong to somebody else. Keep being patient. Keep trusting God. God will not fail. Man fail all the time, but God never fails. What God has for you, it is for you, and nobody else can take it from you. All is well. God loves you, and so do I. You're gonna make it. This too shall pass. Your blessing is right around the corner. God loves you, and so do I. You got this, and God got you. Hugs and kisses.